SOC2 is one of the most popular security frameworks in the world right now. Now, SOC2 Type 2 report is integral to your overall SOC2. But what is a SOC2 Type 2 report? Why is it important? And how do companies just like yours get their SOC2 Type 2 report? We're going to be covering all these questions and more, and you can skip directly ahead to the chapters that you're most interested in. If you're watching a video about SOC2 Type 2, it means you probably already know a little bit about the basics of SOC2. And if you don't, there's a video in the top right corner now. Here's a crash course for you in case you forgot. SOC2 is the gold standard for compliance in the American markets. It's an audit into how cloud-hosted companies manage their customer data and sensitive information. There's two types of SOC2 reports, a Type 1 and a Type 2. SOC2 measures a company's security posture over 5 parameters, also known as the trust service criteria. They are security, availability, processing integrity, confidentiality, and privacy. This means that SOC2 reports are unique to each organization, since different businesses have different risks and ways to deal with those risks depending on their industry, size, etc. A SOC2 Type 1 report sets in place the groundwork to manage these risks, and a SOC2 Type 2 tests the operative effectiveness of that groundwork in the real world. With that context, let's talk specifics. There's 3 big benefits of a SOC2 Type 2 report. 1 is a better security posture by virtue of external vetting and validation. 2 is easier answering of those tedious security questionnaires that often plague your sales process. And 3, winning more enterprise sales deals, which leads to better growth and revenue for your business. There's 3 key differences between a SOC2 Type 1 and a SOC2 Type 2 report. 1, how long these reports take. 2, what these reports check for, and 3, how much they cost. A SOC2 Type 2 report takes place over several months, often between 3 to 12, whereas a Type 1 report is more like a snapshot. It measures a single point in time. The reason a Type 2 takes longer is because the report tests both the design and effectiveness of the controls you've set in place, whereas a Type 1 only attests that you've designed these controls properly. The result of this is a more prolonged observation when you're getting your SOC2 Type 2 results. And that brings us to the final difference: cost. A Type 2 report is typically more expensive, both in preparation and actual audit itself, than a Type 1. So let's break down the costs and price associated with a Type 2 report in a little bit more detail. So that's probably super important to you. Off the bat, just like the report itself, the cost is subjective to your unique standing as a company. There's 3 major factors that affects the cost of your SOC2 Type 2 report. The size of your organization is first. Companies that are large, either in size or in complexity, typically get charged more for a Type 2 report. So there's definitely an advantage in getting compliant pre-growth rather than post. The auditor you choose is the second factor. There's a large variety of auditors available on the market. Some of them are famous and expensive, some of them are more boutique and affordable. While the audit itself doesn't necessarily change based on how much the auditor charges, the costs are noticeable, often between 4 to 10x. Finally, there's the way you get compliant. We have a video outlining the different routes to compliance, but here's the headline. Compliance automation is the most inexpensive and effective way to go about it. Consultants are the usual approach, but there's a host of problems associated with them, including price, manual effort, scalability, and whether you will actually end up getting compliant. As a result, going ahead with the consultant could mean your SOC2 report could cost anywhere between $20,000 and $50,000, an eye-watering price. With compliance automation, however, you could complete the entire process, and that's including the audit, for a fraction of the cost, saving up to 80% of your time and effort when getting compliant. Compliance automation companies like Sprinter offer their customers a 100% SOC2 Type 2 audit success rate, and they get that SOC2 Type 2 report quicker, easier, and more affordably, thanks to industry-leading automation, personalized implementation, and audit support with the help of our compliance experts. And if you're an early-stage startup, you can get even better deals thanks to Sprinter's Ignite program. Learn more and book a demo by clicking the link in the description below. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave it in the comments. We'll get back to you as soon as possible.